Hey howdy, it's me, slightly less medicated Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Ark Villa, found somewheres in the jungles of the Midwest. Today I'm coming to you with the local grocery store, my normal outing today, Mondays usually. Last week I think was Tuesday. So this was the virus grocery store report. I made notes. I was waiting in line behind the other hoarders. I just really didn't even know if I wanted to go or wanted to wait, but I thought, well, it would be an interesting experience one way or another. And then I've got records. Of course, I've got records. I went to the record store and there was no hoarding. There were like a couple people in there. The freeways are, the driving, you could tell there weren't, it was like a holiday. It was not that many cars out. And I went to the gym. And although there were some people there, hardly any when I went, but I usually go during the slowest time of the day, just because I like to be left alone. not because I'm avoiding people because of the virus. But there, some people showed up, so they make you now when you go in there like, hey, sanitize your hands. They put a hand sanitizer in the wall. I'm like, what, where? And they pointed, and I went, oh, okay. And they sent signs all over sanitize. So, let's see, was it Friday or Saturday? I was working out, and there's this dumpy young man there, not like a kid, should have known better, 30-something, going from machine to machine, not wiping anything down, right? I mean, it's just, I realize it's almost impossible, because you got the knobs that you set the weights with, the knobs that turn it, you know, and then the knobs for the seats, and then the seats themselves, and other, it's almost impossible. I just sometimes think it's, why bother? But most people try to do it, and now you would think there'd be some indication on the part in the minds of most people. So I'm wiping them down even more than I used to, trying to get some of the knobs and everything. Not perfect, but trying to get signs up all over the place. Wipe them down before and after. Spray a bottle and a rag. So this kid's walking from machine to machine, not wiping them down, and picking his nose at the same time. It's a Darwin exercise right in front of my eyes. But today, then, this old guy I noticed that comes in. Not old like me, older, I think. It's hard to tell. And he goes from machine to machine every time he's in there without any kind of wiping it down. He's doing it again today. Like, I'm throwing my fate into the wind. All right, so we'll go to my notes. So I went to Meijer's today. Went to Meijer's. And so first I pulled into the parking lot and I noticed it was really full. It's hardly, I don't know, sometimes I wonder how they stay open. Sometimes they're a little bit earlier, a little bit later on today, and it's never like this. The parking lot was full. Not, I say, wasn't packed, but way more full than it normally goes, all right? So I guess that was to be expected. I do have a photograph of my hoarding on my shopping cart. It's way fuller than usual. I did buy like 2 of some things. And my tea was out, the special tea, although that can be out even on a normal, non-emergency, apocalyptic kind of shopping day. My favorite tea, so I had to get the gold, this mate, I don't like it. So I bought 4 of them. I bought the last 4 they had. So I walked in and you just noticed right away, there's some things a little bit thin, but it didn't look too bad when I first started. But then as I got into it farther, the first thing I noticed was the vegetables were down. And then I got back to where they keep the lettuce, head lettuce, the carrots, and the celery. There's different, like little celery and big celery, and chopped celery, and non-chopped celery, and head lettuce, and cabbage. And then all the prepared salads are next to that. The vegetables, like the head lettuce, completely gone, empty, completely empty. The prepared salads, there were maybe 3 or 4 different brands. Maybe there were 2 or 3 on the aisle. Not, I'd say all but 5% gone. Just might as well say it was empty. All right. So that was. And so then when I walked, and I didn't need any bread, I noticed that the artesian bread or the store-made bread was kind of picked over. But then when I went around the corner and looked down the aisle to the bread aisle, almost completely gone. The bread was almost completely gone. So they weren't on special today, but I buy these it's like shredded vegetable things in. There's like a spice packet, and you put some water in it and you heat it up. And I like to put some chicken in it. It's sort of Asianish. I like to put some chicken in, and so I go to the meat aisle, strip bare. The meat aisle was all but a few packages of this and that here and there. I ended up buying a steak that was left. Somebody had left behind, forgot it, so I could put that in. I'd rather have chicken, but all but strip bare. So I stopped. I meant to go down to vegetable aisle, the canned vegetable aisle. I forgot to do that. But I could see areas were kind of stripped, and other aisles I sometimes walked down, sometimes don't. I got to the milk. I thought that would be gone, but there was milk. The whole milk was gone, but there was 2%. I had a coupon, so I bought some. I just have a couple gallons already upstairs. It lasts a long time these days, milk, because I think they irradiate it or something. Anyway, okay. So and then I noticed like the cheese aisle was almost stripped bare. All the cheese and butter, almost completely gone. There was still a lot of pop, but even pop was kind of down. I didn't normally buy pop, but I thought I'll buy some of the lemon lime stuff. In case I get it, you're supposed to stay hydrated, right? So, and they've been out of bubbly for 2 weeks. That's my favorite sparkling water. I don't like the La Croche. I don't care for that, but I had to buy some. Oh my God. Well, that's it. I remembered it all without even looking at my notes. That's pretty amazing. Of course, I just got home. It's all fresh in my mind. And the lines were okay, but you know, they went kind of slow because everybody had, and nobody was, you know, out of their minds. I didn't look at the toilet paper aisle. I just figured all that was gone. Now there was a guy at the gym, one of the few people that were there when I was there, and he's talkative, and he said something, and he said something about toilet paper, and I said, well, I order mine bulk from Amazon, which I do, and I just ordered recently, so I haven't even thought about toilet paper. He goes, well, I went to Kroger's last night, and they didn't have any. I went back today, and they said they just put out a whole shipment, and it was completely stripped gone. He goes, well, I'll probably be able to stop at a Quickie Mart or convenience store or a gas station or something. There's probably toilet paper there, so people are hurting for toilet paper out there. It's a crisis. It's an apocalyptic crisis. And of course, the states, Ohio yesterday closed all the restaurants and bars, and Kentucky did it today. Now, you wonder like how government can just do stuff, but they just do it. You think you have freedom, but you're wrong. I drove by Church's Fried Chicken, and I looked over, and there was a sign on the door, and it was dark inside. There were people going through the carry-out. But what about all the help? How are all the waitresses and bartenders and these restaurants run on such a thin margin that even 2 weeks closed is just going to really hurt them. All the food they had in stock, what are they going to do with that? I don't know if I agree. I mean, I understand that concept of not overwhelming the healthcare system, but I think this is just hurting the economy a lot more than whatever damage can be done. If you put up a few tents and you throw some old people in them and just leave them there, you keep them out of the rain and out of the wind, old like over 63, right? Oh my God, okay. Is it the dog or is my wife home? I don't know. Anyway, okay, let's go right to the records. I found a 10-inch in the non-hoarding, non-apocalyptic, quiet record store. The guy was behind the counter playing some okay music. It's a Henry and Renee 10-inch. They had a big sticker on it that said mono 10-inch. Well, weren't they all, I guess? I don't know. Renee and his orchestra. Henry and Renee and his orchestra. Music for a Romance. Wonderful cover, clean copy. Fun find. Worth the few extra dollars I think I had to pay for it. On Crown, it's Engine number 9. It's a collection of country western, probably by Crown Studio Orchestra. It's a fun cover, so that's why I bought it. And this was a lovely photograph of a woman named Judy Lynn, never heard of her. Voted the #1 most promising new country singer whenever this album was made, and United Artists. There's a photograph of her. She's awful sweet looking. Oh, I guess she made at least 3 albums, because on the back there are 2 more, so she's probably well known. I don't know anything about that period of country, frankly, but sometimes I buy it just because the covers are good looking. And this is a good looking cover. It's James Darren. There's James Darren smoking a cigarette. It's his first album on Klopix. Great photograph. I got this one, but I picked it up again. I don't know why. I probably should have left it, but it was $1. Secret Agent File, the big sound of Billy Strange and his guitar. I don't think I have this one, the Helen Morgan story featuring the voice of Gogi Grant. That's a lovely cover. She was easy on the eyes, Gogi. It's on Capitol, Arthur Murray. It's not an Arthur Murray album, although it's Arthur Murray Modern Waltzes. It's done by Les Baxter. It's a Les Baxter album I don't have, which would be interesting. There's Les and Arthur, Floating Heads, Les and Arthur on the back cover. Sweet. This was in the dollar bin. Don't know anything about it. It's Pal Joey with Bobby Sherwood. High Fidelity on Jubilee Records. I don't know if that's going to be jazzy or, kind of a little bit pop or not. I'm not sure. It's Nelson Riddle and his orchestra Face the Music and Dance. Nelson Riddle collection of Pickwick. The first track is marked by the former owner as Scratchy. Won't be able to feature that. I got this one. I bought it again because this was a lovely cover. It wasn't too much money, and it's a wonderful album. The Johnny Hamlin Quintet featuring Marcy Miller. It's a great cover as well as being a great album on Chess, or Argo, which is Chess Producing Corporation. Anyway, it's a two record set or a one record set and full of stuff. There are two records in here. What the hell's going on? I think it's just heavy. There's one record. There might be two records. It's I don't know if I had it before. It's Karnak Temples. It's Karnak Temple, Sound and Light, Karnak Temples, Thebes, the 100 Gates. Yeah, it's a souvenir record from Egypt. English. Yeah, script music, English version, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, there might be something interesting on that. Souvenir from Egypt. Swinging Southern Style, Glenn Gray and his Casa Loma Orchestra. That's a fun cover. That's Glenn right there. That's a photograph of Glenn. Let's Dance to Cha-Cha-Cha, Ruben Lee on his orchestra. Cover looks familiar, but I can't say whether I've got it or not. Shangri-La, Diplomat, Budgety Budget, and Charade, Henry Mancini, Other Themes, Richard Boswell, his harp and orchestra. That could be fun. And here's a wonderful cover. It's a classical music album on Tops. The really, really sweet cover. Yes, indeed. Silver Fairy. Never heard of that one. That'll be fun to listen to. Warren Covington. A Warren Covington album I don't have. Dance to the songs everybody knows. Literally everybody. Do you out there know the song titled Wrap Your Trouble in Dreams? Or Beautiful Ohio? I'm from Ohio originally, and I don't think I know that one. I don't know what to make of this. Pirat Lune A. Irie, Arnold Schoenberg, melodrama for recitation and chamber orchestra. So there's a speaker and there's a chamber orchestra. So what's on that? I don't know, but it'll be interesting. It's a Herbie Mann album I don't have. Mississippi Gambler. That should be interesting. A Bill Doggett album I don't have. Sentimental Mood. It's a little bit shelf worn on the cover, but it's still a great cover. Look at that hair. Nice. It's Frank Barber and his Salon Strings Hi-Fi Dinner Music. Another lovely cover. And this is an interesting cover. Budgety Budget, Rondolet, Iron Wright and his orchestra. The music score of Gigi. It's a woman behind some kind of like shower glass, bubbly glass or something like that. Photograph taken her. Interesting photograph. Like Young, Secret Songs for Young Lovers. The Piano Magic of Andre Previn, combined with Love Strings of David Rose. Andre Previn, I've just, after all the albums I blogged, there he is, probably that's him over that. He was a young genius, just a genius. Now some of the stuff later on was a little bit more just commercial, but he was a jazz. He wanted to conduct. He really, really wanted to conduct. That was sort of the last bio information I found. He was an excellent jazz piano player. And he knew everything about music, and he was just really young, just brilliant. So you have to kind of look for some of his more jazzy stuff, but it's really fun when you find it. This is, I put that on the bottom. That covers for last but not least. Goodman is Orchestra, Speak Low. That's a lovely cover on RCA Candom. Les Brown, Band of Renown, Dance to South Pacific. That's a lovely cover. Les Brown is an awesome band leader, composer, arranger, conductor. There he is. My Own Way, Johnny Cost and his orchestra. This is a fabulous cover right there. Yes, indeed. The Pair Extraordinaire on Liberty. If I'm not mistaken, I've got the 2 or 3 other albums, and they're really, really, really good. Really good. Just a duo, but just very unique arrangements and presentations. Susan Reed sings old airs. I have no idea, but she plays the harp. On what? Electra. There she is. Harp player. Interesting. But beautiful. The Wills Bronson Singers. Don't have this one. Produced by Don Costa Productions. When he was in charge of Clopex, perhaps. I guess. I don't know. On the Town with the Sportsmen. Quartet favored the Jack Benny show. There's Jack in the middle. Photograph of Jack Benny with the Sportsman Quartet. Just an interesting cover. On Gold War. It's a sticker. It's a sticker. Okay, last but not least, on the bottom of the stack is another Johnny Costa album. Johnny Costa plays The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. Piano solos with orchestral arrangements. What a lovely cover that is. Completely awesome. So, if I end up contracting the coronavirus from the old guy at the gym or the young dumpy guy that walks around picking his nose and touching everything, I'll be sure to come back and give you a full report. It'll be a depressing video full of hacking and woe and misery, but I'll come and do it and share a few records at the same time. I don't know if I'll be able to do a sample. It'll be one of those things like, oh my God, I can't sit and listen to records because I'm dying. I'm also dying because I can't go out to eat. This is just terrible. I know they're going to close the gym. It's just closing now. Now the government's saying, oh, 10 people. You can get together with 10 people. But what 10 people? Like I'd get together with 10 people anyway. You know, but at the gym, there's very few. You're kind of apart from one another, but you're touching everything. Everybody's touching everything. It's a communal touchy place. Oh my God. All right, turn this thing off and go directly to the musical sample. Thanks for stopping by, and stay well, healthy. I guess that's what I should say, healthy.
I give her all my love, that's all I do. And if you saw my love, you'd love her too. And I love her. She gives me everything, and tenderly the kiss my lover brings, she brings to me, and I love her. A love like ours could never die, as long as I have you near me. Bright are the stars that shine, dark is the sky. I know this love of mine will never die, and I love her. and I love her. She gives me everything, and tenderly the kiss my lover brings, she brings to me, and I love her. A love like ours could never die as long as I have you near me. Bright are the stars that shine, dark is the sky. I know this love of mine will never die, and I love her. Oh, how I love her. I give her all my love, 'cause I love her. She gives me everything, 'cause I love her. Bright are the stars, 'cause I love her. Oh, I love her. I love her.
Wein, den man mit Augen trinkt, gießt nachts der Mond in Wogen nieder. Und eine Springflut Flut überschwemmt den stillen Horizont. Gelüste, schauerlich und süß, verschwimmen ohne Zahl die Fluten. Den Wein, den man mit Augen trinkt, gießt nachts der Mond in Wogen nieder. Der Dichter, den die Andacht treibt, berauscht sich an dem heiligen Trankel, gen Himmel wendet verzieht das Haupt. Und taumelnd saugt und schlürft den Wein, den man mit Augen trinkt. Des Mondlichts bleiche Blüten, die weißen Wunderrosen blühen in den Julinächten. Oh, brech eine nur. Mein banges Leid zu lindern, such ich am dunklen Strom des Mondlichts bleiche Blüten, die weißen Wunderrosen. Gestillt wär all mein Sehnen, dürft ich so märchenheimlich, so selig leis entblättern auf deine braunen Haare des Mondlichts bleiche Blüten. Mit einem fantastischen Lichtstrahl erleuchtet der Mond die kristallenen Flakons auf dem schwarzen, hochheiligen Waschtisch des schweigenden Dandys von Bergamo. In tönender bronzener Schale lacht hell die Fontäne mit goldischem Glanz. Mit einem fantastischen Lichtstrahl erleuchtet der Mond die kristallenen Flakons. Piero mit wächsernem Antlitz steht sinnend und denkt, wie er heute sich schminkt. Dort schiebt er das Rot und des Orients Grün und bemalt sein Gesicht in erhabenem Stil mit einem vergesslichen Mondstrahl. Eine blasse Wäscherin wäscht zur Nachtzeit bleiche Tücher. Nackte, silberweiße Arme streckt sie nieder in die Flut. durch die Lichtung schleichen Winde, leis bewegen sie den Strom. Eine blasse Wäscherin wäscht zur Nachtzeit bleiche Tücher. Und die sanfte Macht des Himmels von den Zweigen zartem schmeichelt, verbreitet auf die dunklen Wiesen ihre lichtgewobenen Linnen. Eine blasse Wäscherin. Wie ein blasser Tropfen Bluts fährt die Lippen einer Kranken. Also ruht auf diesen Tönen ein vernichtungssüchtiger Reiz. Wilder Lustakkorde stören der verzweifelten Eisgetraum. Wie ein blasser Tropfen Bluts fährt die Lippen einer Kranken. Eisig jauchzend, süß und schmachtend, melancholisch düsterer Walzer, kommst mir nimmer aus den Sinnen, haftest mir an den Gedanken, wie ein blasser Tropfen Bluts. Schmerzen auf den Altar meiner Fern. Blut aus deinen magern Brüsten hat beschwertes Wut vergossen. Deine ewig frischen Wunden gleichen Augen rot und offen. Steig, o Mutter aller Schmerzen, auf den Altar meiner Verse. In den abgezehrten Händen hältst du deines Sohnes Leiche, ihn zu zeigen aller Menschheit. Doch der Blick der Menschen meidet dich, oh aller Schmerzen. Todeskranker Mond, dort auf des Himmels schwarzen Füßen, dein Blick so fiebernd übergroß, band mich wie fremde Melodie. An unstillbaren todeskranker Mond. Dort auf des Himmels schwarzem Pfühl den Liebsten, der im Sinnenrausch gedankenlos zur Liebsten geht, belustigt deiner Strahlen Spiel, dein bleiches, qualgebornes Blut. Du nächtig, todeskranker Mond.